Welcome back to The Last Jedi. And why
Yeah.
it's the best movie I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
Well, actually, we're
Well-
returning to Return of the Jedi because that's what we were
We-
talking about the other day.
We kind of got like 5 different conversations going on at once. But
Okay, so we'll continue Return of the Jedi.
both of those films, I say, also has some of my favorite stuff. Both throne room scenes in both of those films,
Well, I mean-
I fucking love.
Like, yeah, don't get me wrong. The throne room scene in Return of the Jedi is probably in the top 3 moments of the entire Star Wars franchise.
Honestly, for me, not just Star Wars franchise, but cinematic history, dude.
I mean,
fucking
it's just in
adore
general,
those
it's
scenes.
it's one of the
Apart from that
like
one
greatest movie
George
moments.
Lucas edit that they did that we discussed last time that we're not a big
Yeah.
fan about. Which is why, Bob, that one's my least favorite because I love that scene so much. But when it comes to The Last Jedi, I also like the throne room scene. I like the general themes and idea of it, like, you know, of being a nobody. And I like that, like, the pull to the dark side is interesting with Rey, and I think that her training with Luke is interesting. I think that Luke's character is interesting in that film. I think it's
Yeah.
a cool arc for him to go through, even though everyone hates it.
They did I think it was a very good payoff to what they were warning in The Force Awakens. Like, oh, where's he gone? Well, he's gone for a reason.
Yeah.
And he actually explained that reason.
I mean, like,
and it seemed very justified.
the thing is that it's kind of sad, right? It's kind of tragic that he, you know, he didn't have an amazing life after the end.
Yeah.
So, and I think that upsets a lot of people. They don't want to hear that, but I think it's interesting and engaging.
Well, one of the problems that people have is like these explanations that I hear that make a bit of sense to me. Is like in some cases they're like, Luke can clearly see that like the general way of how Jedis did things was greatly flawed, and that's what turned his father into Vader.
Yeah.
Was because they were like, you can't have love, you can't have like close attachments to yourself, and all these things. And then Luke is like supposed to learn from that, but then you go to the new trilogy and he's like, no, we do what the Jedis did. We're back to doing it exactly as they say to do it. It's in the
Jedi
text.
worship bullshit.
We read the books.
Well, the thing
We
is
do it
that
by
he
the
just
book.
kind of isolated himself from just the Force and everything because he doesn't want to do all that shit. He does go for an arc for himself, you know, those sacred Jedi texts. But that's the whole thing. And then Yoda's like, fuck the books, man.
Yeah.
Just do you. You do you, fam. I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
Yeah, that's the exact quote from Last Jedi. Is you do you, fam.
Yeah.
Or how would Yoda say?
Tell you what, a really good piece of Star Wars media is probably my favorite piece of Star Wars media in the last few years. The Mandalorian.
Yeah, a lot of
Haven't
people love
watched
that.
Have you watched it?
No,
Okay. Well, it's my favorite Star Wars thing I've seen.
I
in
have
a
watched clips from
fair
it.
few
Am I
years.
gonna not go fast enough for this?
And it's the reason why. Did I talk about the Boba Fett show and why that show
Yes.
sucks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Minecraft.
Alright, fair enough. I like The Mandalorian a lot. That's all I'll say.
The Boba Fett show was a waste of existence.
Yes. Or as I like
I
to
hate
call it,
like why did
Mandalorian
they
season
have to give Baby Yoda a name? Just let us keep
Yeah.
calling him Baby Yoda. Why did
It's
they have to
against the
give him a
law or
name?
something, right?
What do you mean? It's a character. The character's allowed to have a name.
No, fuck that.
It's like
I
a
just
thing
wanna keep
where
calling
like,
him
they
Baby Yoda.
grow more attached to each other because now he's got a name.
Fuck it.
You guys can't fucking make these big
Yoda.
statements for a show you haven't even seen. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yes, we will.
Okay, what I'm
News
saying,
makes
you wanna
me angry
spew it out
irrationally,
there.
and that news makes me
Oops,
angry
that's
irrationally.
right.
So I just want to only know him as Baby Yoda. I don't need to
You
know
guys
that
are
his name
fucking-
is Gribble Grobu.
His name is just Grogu. Shut up. Whatever, man. You guys can be fucking soulless. I don't care.
I am in fact
Maybe we should get
soulless
off
and
Star
jaded.
Wars now because now it's just we have so many varying like extreme opinions on each other on each film, and none of us are willing to compromise apparently.
That's usually how it works. Yes, you're correct.
That is Star Wars discourse in a nutshell, right there.
There's a lot of discourse in a nutshell.
What is down here?
It's probably some cool fucking secret.
Ah, it's the accordions right here. It's nice. It's a nice spot.
No police will ever come look for you then.
That's the idea. Here's a shop.
Police are completely unaware that crimes can happen in back
Can you run me, please?
It's like movies, right? Where there's like a high-speed chase, and then the bad guy just turns a corner, and then the cops just drive past the corner, and they're just like, where'd he go? There's no way he could have turned down this alleyway. Where'd he go?
I don't know, man. Have you ever seen Baby Driver? It's just crazy.
Mm.
Let me guess. No. The answer is no. Neither of you seen
I've
Baby
seen-
Driver.
I've seen Baby Driver.
Okay, well,
You know.
those
Great.
chases are fun. Those
That's a
police never
movie
get
that I wish I owned. That Baby Driver.
I
'Cause
haven't.
I'd probably watch it heaps of
Tell you what, I'll lend it to you if you give me back my fucking Steins Gate. But then he started watching Steins Gate because we were talking a lot about One Piece in
Yeah, and I was like, fuck you guys, I'm watching Steins Gate.
yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about One Piece a lot, and he was like, "Wow, yeah, that's really cool. I want to watch that." So we watched Steins Gate. Are you gonna watch One Piece? Are we gonna do the One Piece podcast?
Is that a podcast?
I don't know.
Fans
What
want
else?
to
Would
know.
I got no idea. I'm like, maybe it's just a Minecraft session and we just talk
we all
about
gotta
One
show
Piece.
each other a show. I think
Frank.
Frank can show us One Piece. Frank, how much Simpsons have you watched?
I wasn't allowed to watch
That's
Simpsons as a
like
kid.
asking me how much Family Guy I've watched. I don't know when I stopped watching the show. I don't.
So you
I
watched
don't know
a
how
lot,
many
though.
seasons. Yes.
Okay, so I shouldn't show you guys Simpsons because I know maybe hasn't watched a lot of it.
Yeah.
What's a good show? I have a lot of shows that I like. That
I'm
want
sensing
people
like
to
a
watch.
little. So like each of us have got shows that we've watched that the others haven't watched.
well, that's what I'm saying.
So I've got How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
But like I haven't watched The Simpsons. I haven't watched the Japanese version of One Piece. I've only watched the televised 4Kids version or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I've watched a little bit of. I've been watching a bit of Futurama.
Oh, yeah.
There's a fair few good, like interesting. They're not like it's like stuff that I like to watch. There's like different jokes from Futurama. There's like Futurama has like a very interesting sense of humor.
It
You know?
does. I've been watching compilations on YouTube a lot recently. They just pop up. They're like Futurama jokes to get you through February. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, those ones.
You've been watching those as well. Aaron's also been watching them.
I've
Have you
watched
been watching them,
I
Frank?
watched like the one from March and the one from
Yeah.
April.
We've all been watching them.
Yeah, good.
I should just watch Futurama again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why I'm not. Oh yeah, I don't have any time. That makes sense. I've been watching a lot of Moon Knight. I know I keep bringing it up, and I keep saying, "Have you guys watched it?" And then you all say no. I'm like, "No, I'm gonna just stop." But I've been enjoying Moon Knight a lot. It's only got one episode left, and I'm very looking forward to it.
Oh, was that a show? I thought it was a movie.
No, it's a show. It's about a guy who has multiple personality disorder, and he's like, he works for a Egyptian god called Khonshu. Khonshu, I think it's called.
Nice, as you do.
Yeah, and it's really trippy and crazy and fun and interesting and cool and yeah. Anyway, I think the next Marvel movie that's coming out or out now is the Doctor Strange 2 Electric Boogaloo. I should probably watch that.
Why?
Because I want to, I think.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
It has Wanda in it.
Right.
After WandaVision,
Oh.
which I really, really liked WandaVision as well. I'm one of the 2 people on the planet who liked the ending. So I'm looking forward to seeing where her character goes from there, and she's in this Doctor Strange film, so I want to watch it for that.
Wanda's an interesting character in the MCU.
Yeah.
She starts off as like a bad guy and then she turns into a good guy.
Yeah, that all happens in one film.
Yep. It's called Age of Ultron, right?
Yes, it is. Although, tell you what, Age of Ultron, there's a fucking film that no one likes, but I do.
Yeah,
Hell
I
yeah.
watched it again and I'm like,
I literally have not watched it.
I am a sucker for robots, dude.
yeah.
It doesn't matter how shit the film is. I'm like, look at the little metal guy go. I love him. You know? For whatever reason, the humor hits well for me. Ultron is funny, and everyone's like he's derivative of other villains, and he's annoying, and like he's just they wasted the character. But I'm like, haha, funny robot man go lol. It's a real turn my brain off kind of film. If I really thought about it objectively, it's probably not a very good film at all. But I don't think of it that way. I just look at it and I get dopamine the exact same way that I do with Revenge of the Sith. And it's because Revenge of the Sith's got robot things in it.
The droids.
Yeah, but also, Anakin becomes more robo. So,
He's got that roboner.
That's
Yes.
the prequels versus the original trilogy. Is prequels that got droids, the original trilogy's got men who die.
yeah. Well, that's just... Yeah, that's true, actually, yeah. You're right.
Are clones people?
Pretty sure that, is probably half the, conflicts in the Clone Wars show, if I had to guess.
No. Because the Clone
But-
Wars is
But sir, we're just usable clones. Not
is
to
the
me.
is the Chancellor waging war against the Trade Federation.
The Clone Wars show,
Yeah.
I thought there were like some of the main characters were like a few of them were the stormtrooper or the. Before
I'm
the
so
stormtrooper.
confused. I'm in a cop chase and also doing a toll booth thing, and so what the fuck am I doing?
I don't know.
I mean, yeah,
man.
there's a
No one's
handful
playing.
of like clone troopers that are like special, like they go above the rest of them. And they,
Yeah.
like
Like Rex and
outperform to
Cody?
become unique
Yeah,
characters,
there,
but,
there,
like,
there are no.
the
there's
general
no conflicts about
clone
if
though
they're
is
real.
just like
For those that-
watching the
yeah.
general stormtrooper, and it's just like, oh cool, the funny white armor guy fell over,
I like
and he
funny
did the
white
Wilhelm
guys.
scream.
Whatever you guys say. I've never seen the Clone Wars show, so I don't know. I don't really want to either. There's a show we could watch. Shows that are long that I don't want to watch. I'm always like willing to like consume some kind of media if there's a reason behind it, or like a good
Entertainment.
incentive. I should say. Because it's, you know, it's just like a time thing. Again, that's why I think we should make it like a podcast or something if we're gonna watch any of these damn shows. Because that way I can be like, well, I gotta do it for content.
Well, yeah, like I was saying, the way this like One Piece thing does, like until like the time skip, we probably just go one arc at a time because like that bunches it up in like a neat pile, and then obviously afterwards the arcs get so big that doing it one arc at a time is madness.
I guess so. Yeah. I feel like the later arcs at the before the time skip were pretty long as well.
I mean, they're not short, and like especially if
What's
we're
the
obviously
name
watching
of
the
the
anime.
one with the ghost ship?
The one that Brooke shows up in,
Yeah,
that's Thriller Bark.
Thriller Bark. I feel like that was pretty long.
Uh,
In fact, also, you know that other place, you know, the place where they get, I think it's Robin. They fought like a giraffe guy?
CP9 arc.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
also a long one. I can't remember them all. I do want to
let's
watch it
see.
again. So
Well,
I can remember
like-
this shit.
The Robin one is kind of long because it's kind of like three. It's like there's a half arc, the main arc, and then like a mini arc that wraps it all together. So that's kind of why it's really long. Because like the Water 7 and the CP9 are like technically two different arcs, and then like the 2 or 3 episodes afterwards are like a mini arc that wraps up
Actually,
the CP9 arc.
also the entire arc leading up to the time skip. Or actually, no, not that one. Where they're trying to save Ace. And
What anime are you talking about?
One Piece.
Okay, I was gonna say talking about time skips. I'm like, that's a One Piece thing.
Yeah, there's one time skip in One Piece where it's like a year later or something. Because like all the, well, should I spoil it? I don't even know. Oh, if you're gonna watch it, when they're doing that big fight and there's like Whitebeard and everything, you know the one.
Yeah, like the war arc is pretty long.
War.
But
Yeah.
that's because it's a war arc. There's like a lot of shit that has to happen.
There was like a whole like breakout sequence when they get out of jail and Crocodile's there and it's very cool. And then there's that character who's literally just Dr. Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
There is literally a character that's just that. Anyway, next time. Bye bye. Bye bye.